everything! I have big news! Ping the penguin is here! He's feeling super brave today!
Hi friends! It's me, Ping the Penguin!
And it's me, Roro! And today's story is A Boy, His Bear, and a Bully, written by Katie Flanagan and illustrated by PJ Reese. Well, do you know, Ping here is my brave buddy. Do you have a brave buddy too? Go grab them, because we're about to dive into this magical story.
Yes, and don't forget to bring some snacks. I suggest fish snacks. Roro's Magic Tales. A big flappy thank you to EK Books for letting us share this brave and beautiful story.
This is Scott. This is Buttons.
Say hi to Scott and his brave buddy, Buttons.
Hi, Scott. Hi, Buttons.
Scott takes Buttons to school to help him feel brave.
This is Rosie and her unicorn, Your Majesty. This is Duncan. Every day, Duncan is mean to Scott. On Monday at school, Duncan called Scott, "Scott, no friends," 17 times. Scott wanted to tell him to stop.
17 times? That's too much. Let's shout something kind like, "You rock." Okay, ready?
Ready!
You rock!
On Tuesday in art, Scott saw Duncan rip his painting, but he didn't feel brave enough to say, "I wish I knew where brave came from," said Scott. "Me too," said Rosie. On Wednesday in PE, Buttons went missing. "I don't think I can be brave enough without Buttons," Scott told Rosie.
Buttons is missing? Where could he be, Ping?
"Not under my flipper. Not in my fish stash." On Thursday, it was dress-up day. Scott wondered how he was going to get some brave without Buttons. He hoped his dinosaur suit would make him brave.
Dress-up day! Scott's dino outfit is too cool. What would you wear on dress-up day?
A cape, crown, and a taco hat. Duh! Dress-up day was fun. Miss Reed wore pajamas. Rosie wore her unicorn costume. Duncan wore his karate uniform. All morning, Scott worried about Buttons and finding his brave. His stomach felt fluttery. When the lunch bell rang, Scott's heart started thumping. He wondered if this was his brave brewing. "I think I might be feeling a little brave," Scott told Rosie as they went to lunch. "Me too," said Rosie. "Where do you get brave from?" he asked Rosie. "Unicorns," she said. They sat down with their lunch boxes. Duncan stood over them looking very karate. He snatched Scott's treat and stuffed it in his mouth. He started to chew.
Let's cheer quietly for Scott.
"You got this. Go, Scott." Scott felt something growing inside him. Was this what brave felt like? With every chew, the feeling grew. Until it tumbled out. "Stop, Duncan! I don't like it!" The playground went quiet. Feeling super brave, Scott said, "Duncan, did you take buttons?" Rosie stood up and in a nearly loud voice said, "Yeah, did you?" Duncan leaned right over Rosie, who grabbed Your Majesty and ran to tell Miss Reed. "Duncan, do you know where Buttons is?" asked Miss Reed. Duncan shook his head. "Duncan, if you did know, where would that be?" asked Miss Reed. "In the compost," mumbled Duncan in a small, food in his mouth voice. Miss Reed and Duncan went to the compost bin, and together they rummaged through the scraps.
Ew! I smell broccoli! Get me out of here!
At last, Scott had Buttons back.
Yay! Buttons is back!
Miss Reed took Duncan, Scott, and Buttons into her office. "Being mean is not okay," Miss Reed said to Duncan. Miss Reed then talked about kindness and friendship, but Scott was too busy listening to his insides. He felt better for finding Buttons and for finding his brave. Scott took Buttons home to wash.
Scott looks happier now, right?
Yes, I can see his smile.
On Friday at the lockers, Duncan gave Scott a sorry note he wrote with his mother. "Thank you," said Scott. "That's nice," said Rosie. "Will Duncan ever be my friend?" asked Scott. "Maybe," said Rosie. "If he wants to be." "Maybe we could show him how," said Scott, which was brave.
Phew! That was one brave and bouncy story.
I got goosebumps or penguin bumps.
Scott showed us that bravery isn't about never being scared. It's about doing the right thing.
That means I'm brave every time I say no to fish ice cream.
Thanks again to Katie Flanagan, PJ Reese, and EK Books.
And thank you for reading with us today.
See you next time on the next magical story. Bye!
Bye, magical friends. Don't forget to hit subscribe.